workshop on winning at life. Super exciting. We all want to win at life, right? So, what we're really going to be talking about is how we have gone from having infectious disease plague our community to now we have chronic illnesses. So we have autoimmune disorders and all of these things that are, and obesity and diabetes and what's that big one? It's going to be Alzheimer's, right? So we have these chronic diseases now that are plaguing our community. And we have a lot of stress and a lot of fatigue and a lot of overindulging in sugars and things that are just not good for us. You know, you can walk into your grocery store and you can get everything that used to be a treat, you know, for 3 generations ago. They had maybe once a year, and now it's just secondhand. So people constantly have all of these sweets and sugars and things in their pantry and in their freezer. And we're starting to see a lot of the issues that pop up from that. And so we have memory problems, lack of clarity, poor concentration, inability to focus, stress, lack of sleep, diet, hormonal changes, and medications. And so when you look at how sugar affects our body, it's going to affect our insulin. And our insulin is going to affect every other hormone within our body. It's going to interact with that. Stress, you know, a lot of people binge eat or emotional eat because they're stressed. And so you have a ton of stress hormone, and then you have insulin, and then you have the stress hormone affecting your pituitary, which is going to affect your estrogen and testosterone and all of this fatigue that comes into play. And so a lot of these chronic autoimmune issues is actually an insulin issue and a sugar issue that's leading to some hormonal issues. And so there's a lot of things that are coming out nowadays about, you know, shifting over to cleaner eating is going to really help reverse some of these. There's been multiple documentaries, at least I could probably can't count 5 on my hand, that show reversing diabetes just by cleaning up their diet. And there's a amazing community and retreat center out in Arizona that you can go, and you can do anywhere from 7 days to 21 days. And it's all raw food. They monitor your blood levels, and they monitor how you're doing, you know, all of your vital signs. And they've had many people reverse their diabetes afterwards from just being there for 21 days. How incredible is that? So we have this acidic alkaline diet. And you can see over here the acidic diet. That's pretty 1980s, right? Like our whole entire childhood. You can generally say most of us were Jade's age around that time. So growing up on sugars, growing up on donuts, growing up on Coca-Cola, sodas, and then we're seeing more and more how epigenetics is affecting our conception and affecting our future children. They're seeing that men who smoke, it completely affects the DNA in a child that hasn't even been conceived yet. And that, you know, when you're building your body, you're looking at the things that our parents consumed, or maybe their parents consumed, and they didn't know any better. You know, they did the best that they could. And it completely affected our DNA. Good news is, though, just like the environment affected our DNA pre-conception, our environment now can affect our DNA, and we can completely reverse some of the damage that might have occurred even pre-conception. Then you have this alkaline diet. You know, the vegetables, the fruit, the water, the best case scenario, right? You don't have a lot of meats put in here, but ultimately we're getting this is becoming more and more popular. You know, you're starting to see fast food restaurants that are more salad-based. Even Wawa has like kale salads or fruits that you can grab instead of grabbing a hoagie. So you're seeing it become more and more popular within just a common table talk, you know, dinner side table talk. So these are just listing some of the things that are acidic, and so we want to keep things relatively neutral. So you want to balance things out. It's not about necessarily being 100% perfect. We're human. It's not going to happen, but it's about balancing things out and giving yourself grace, but then 80% of the time you're pretty strict and rigid about what you're consuming and what you're building your body with. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Okay, so we can see how acidic foods affect our body. So I'm going to zoom in on this left side of the chart here, so you can see creating in your lungs, creating excess mucus, coughing, breathing, chest pain, breathing troubles, all of these respiratory issues that are plaguing our culture as well. So a lot of our kids with excess mucus have ear infections, they have asthma, allergies. It's stripping bones of our minerals. So you can see the influx of osteoporosis with this sort of diet. And then you're seeing neurological conditions like Alzheimer's, dementia, Parkinson's, and they're actually, the last thing that I read recently said that they might be reclassifying Alzheimer's as type 3 diabetes because of how connected it is with insulin. And so how much your diet is going to be affecting the longevity and your aging process. So you can see how acidity affects your heart with cardiovascular issues, kidneys, liver. Those are our filter systems. So it's great to reset things and have a fresh start, you know, every 3 to 6 months. And people, you know, usually say, oh, well, you know, I eat clean most of the time, and it's hard in our society because let's start at the beginning of the year. We have New Year's. Then we have Valentine's Day. Then we have, what's in March? St. Patrick's Day. And then we have spring break in April. And then we have Mother's Day. Easter, thank you. Skipped right over that one. Then we have Easter, Father's Day, 4th of July, Memorial Day, Labor Day, and then we have Halloween and Thanksgiving and Christmas. There's something every month, and then your birthday's thrown in there somewhere. So you have every month, you have an excuse. Exactly, you have an excuse. Oh, it's only Christmas, or it's only St. Patrick's Day, or whatever the excuse is. But then it's next month and next month. So you never give your body a full little reset button to be able to thoroughly detox from the last thing that happened. And, you know, it's taken baby steps in recognizing, like, okay, like, instead of filling myself up to the brim Thanksgiving, you know, we're going to eat like a normal person, like how I usually do. Like, and it's okay, you know, maybe we can learn how to create less waste with that. And maybe bringing something that encompasses all of those food groups. I mean, there's amazing salads out there for Thanksgiving with squash and quinoa and really healthy and kale, you know, all of these fall vegetables that, you know, isn't our classic, my favorite, green bean casserole with the fried Crispies on top. Love me some green bean casserole. But you got to find where you can incorporate the other things that are going to balance out that green bean casserole. So bringing a superfood salad to Thanksgiving is one of those ways that you can do that. So then we have eczema, acne, rashes, psoriasis. I see these commercials for psoriasis, And they're like, oh, well, it might cause you to have this decreased immune function, so you're more susceptible to infections, like MRSA, right? Because your gut is destroyed, because this is how we were brought up, and so you're expressing a rash on your arm constantly, and it's uncomfortable, and so here's an immune suppressant to take psoriasis away, instead of actually looking at why is your skin breaking out like this? Why is this issue happening? And fun fact, 80% of your immune system is in the gut. So when you have a skin issue, that's the window to your gut, clear as day. And that's when you need to look at, okay, what's going on? Okay, so this is super fun. Have y'all heard of telomeres before? A little bit. Okay, so telomeres are at the end of the chromosome. You know, we got DNA inside. And so they're basically measuring longevity. So telomeres are cap features at the end of the chromosomes to help protect them when cells divide. So you can see this cell division, and over time, due to ongoing cell division, the telomeres become shorter. And the telomere length appears to be an indicator of age and general health of an individual. So you can see these little guys. You know, you got the old telomere, you got the old chromosome with the short telomere, and then you got the young guy with the big, long telomere. So it's wondering, how long are your telomeres? And there's so many things out there that we're starting to see more and more measuring of telomeres, showing how this supplement helps this, and this food helps this, and superfood, you know, and when they're saying, oh, it increases your telomeres, it's a great indicator that it is actually affecting how you're aging and the longevity within your life. So we had this long-term benefits of chiropractic study where we had the indication of DNA repair after long-term chiropractic. So it was a retrospective study, so they took a group of short-term and long-term chiropractic patients, and they measured the serum thiol levels. And these are antioxidants. Have we all heard of antioxidants? Perfect. So oxidative stress is basically rust in your body. It's a breakdown. So the antioxidants come in and they eat all the oxidative stress. Eat it all up so it doesn't break your body down. So it helps to reduce DNA damage, stimulating DNA repair, and improving immune function. So if it's improving and stimulating DNA repair, this thiol serum, then we're having healthier chromosomes and healthier telomeres. And our environment is changing how we're aging, right? The epigenetics within it is changing our DNA. So what we found was that short term, people who just started chiropractic care, they were in acute pain, had lower serum thiol. So what do you think that meant? Shorter telomeres. Okay, so they had not as many antioxidants in their body. They had oxidative stress. The levels were highest in long-term care group, and the long-term care group you can see is 52 to 312 weeks, so multiple years. The symptom-free primary wellness subjects under chiropractic care demonstrated a higher serum level than normal wellness values. So we had longer telomeres, we had more antioxidants in our body, and less oxidative stress. So what we found is that with higher thiol, which indicates the ability of the body to repair DNA, it shows that chiropractic care helps to reduce oxidative stress, and it can take 2 years for this to finally turn around and to reverse this process. They took those short-term chiropractic patients that had lower thiol levels, and they actually remeasured them a couple years later, and they found that they had longer telomeres and more thiol within their blood serum, which is pretty, so showing again you can change how your oxidative stress is happening within your body because of your environment. So that's pretty cool. Where's my last one, or am I zoomed in? There we go. I thought I had one more. Okay, so what you can do to win at life and really reverse this oxidative stress and the fatigue within your body is obviously these 6 things that are bolded up there. Get adjusted, get adjusted, get adjusted, and sleep, sleep, sleep. Sleep is when your body heals. So important for you to, and I'm not perfect, I'm human, and so it's really important to stop having our screens in front of us a good 30 minutes to an hour before we go to bed. And I'm really bad about that. So I'm starting at 15 minutes, gonna build up to 30, you know, and then go to an hour.
In a different room?
Yes.
Or if you can.
Well, no, I mean, it's not about, it's about looking at them.
Right.
Not about your phone charging next to you. But, I mean.
But if it's not charging next to you, then the less likely are you're gonna look at it.
Yeah, absolutely. There's too many people that use it as an alarm though. So,
right.
you know.
Like this Fitbit, you had one with you guys, like it's synced to my phone, so when I get a message, it vibrates. Which I don't necessarily mind, but it doesn't mean I have to have my phone on me. Right. Which is sort of a nice.
But can you mute it when you're sleeping so it doesn't vibrate and wake you up?
Yeah.
Okay,
I think
cool.
it knows when I'm like in a sleep cycle or whatever.
Perfect. Very cool.
Because it's measuring my heart rate and all those things.
Yeah. Cool. So yeah, definitely putting things in. The biggest thing is having a TV in your bedroom. You don't have to let me know, but please, please, please take that thing out of your bedroom. It is so bad for you. I cannot fall asleep without the TV on. Just do it. It's like making your kids eat healthy. One day you just force them and it sucks for a week and then they're fine with it. You know, like you gotta just rip the Band-Aid off because your anxiety is gonna go down, your fatigue's gonna go down, and all around you're just gonna have a healthier functioning body with the TV out of your room. The other thing is hydration. Let's just zoom in these guys. Hydration, vitamins, so we're really deficient in vitamin D, CoQ10, magnesium, zinc, all of those things are amazing for immune system. And then eating clean food. Would never ask you to go vegan or vegetarian. And definitely try to get the grass-fed stuff. The industrial stuff is super bad for our environment for one thing, but they're just filled with corn to fatten them up, insulin, and then we're eating it. Just a vicious cycle. So Polyface Farms out in Stanton is amazing. They get delivered at the Dam Neck Farmers Market on the corner of Dam Neck and Princess Anne. And you can even grab a couple friends and get a bulk order, and you get like all of this meat for a couple $100, and you just split it between y'all. And it lasts, I don't know, I haven't done it yet, but that's my plan for July.
Aldi's has, because I know how expensive this stuff can get, grass-fed ground beef that's organic and grass-fed that's under $5 a pound, which is like
that's
insane.
Yeah, no kidding.
So,
gotta snatch that up for your barbecues 4th of July.
Farmers market season, I mean.
Yes, definitely going organic vegetables.
Ground beef there kind of helps.
Yeah. Neighborhood Harvest is a good one. Have any of y'all been to our salad parties yet? Yeah, so Neighborhood Harvest is one, and they are out in Suffolk, and so they are a hydroponic farm, so they harvest the plants right before they deliver them to your house the next day, so they're super fresh, super nutrient dense, and they last so long.
We love Neighborhood Harvest. We've been getting it ever since you last.
Awesome. Yeah.
It's awesome.
And it's basically the same price as grocery store prices. Like it's not expensive whatsoever. You can get eggs there, you can get lettuce, etc. So those are 2 things that I would recommend checking out. And then juicing. Taking a 3-day juice cleanse over the weekend, or 7-day juice cleanse, or 10-day. What? Only done 3. So. And it wasn't that bad. I did it over the weekend. I did Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and now I'm like, oh, I could totally do this at work. I'm pretty sure I can survive. It's gonna be okay. So that'll be, end of the summer, September time. I'll give myself another juice cleanse, and we have some great places around here. We got Juice Bar around here. We have Fruitive. We have anybody else? green cat, and there's one other that I'm thinking of, but I can't remember what it is. But you just call it the morning ahead. You're like, I want a 3-day, 5-day, 7-day juice cleanse. They make 6 juices a day. Get it all set up for you, and you just go home and drink the bottles every 2 to 3 hours. And they give you this delicious, amazing, like cashew milk one at the end of the night. You drink right before bed, keep you full throughout the night. So delicious. It's like your little.
I don't know about if it keeps you full.
Well, yeah, fair enough. It's better than the other, just the juice. That's for sure.
Yeah.
The idea sounds good.
Yes, exactly. Let me just trick myself, okay, Wendy? So, all of these things, a lot of these things you guys are already doing, and you can just add one extra thing. You know, maybe take out your normal beef or chicken and replace it with some grass-fed beef. You know, you want to take one thing and be able to incorporate it. It's not an overnight change. And, you know, I'm the first one to tell y'all that, let's see, 2010, I was probably eating Wendy's a week and Chick-fil-A probably multiple times a week. And that's when I stopped Wendy's was in 2010, so 8 years. Woo-hoo. And now I still indulge with the Chick-fil-A because you know what? Sometimes it's really good. But it's like every 6 months or something. It's not a monthly thing. It's not a weekly thing. It's like, okay, I'm in Atlanta at the airport, and I'm gonna get myself. Because I don't go to Chick-fil-A and get the salad wrap. Who does that? No, I can't do that. I don't eat it enough. You know, I'm like, if I'm gonna go, I'm gonna go, right?
I can share with you like just my personal life experience on the other end of sort of, I think what you're saying is, my dad was diabetic for 20 years. You know, probably found out when I was 10 years old, and he didn't do any of the things that you're talking about, changing your lifestyle, like one at a time, just, you know, a little bit, doesn't have to be all overnight. And you know, he took a fistful of pills instead of changing his diet or trying antioxidants or exercising when they told him that he would lose his diabetes, you know, more or less with these kinds of efforts. And over the course of, you know, 20 years, his organs did rust, and his, you know, everything mushed away, and pancreatitis turned into what is it when you lose the function of your kidneys? Dialysis. And, you know, dialysis turned into a heart attack, and he's not with us.
Yeah.
And that's a snowball effect of just all those, not making any of those choices at all for 20 something years, when I think you had the ability to kind of do what you're saying.
Right.
Start with one and hopefully just add on.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, doesn't have to be all overnight, but you
you'll get
sort of seen
overwhelmed.
the effect of it in the opposite end of what 20 years looks like afterward. And, you know, loses his life when he's 61 years old. I mean, that's
Yeah, it's young.
that's what we're talking about,
Exactly.
right? Trying to stay healthy and live long, healthy
Right.
lives.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Perfect. Thanks for sharing.
Yeah.
So just choose one thing. Take a step. Decrease fatigue. Decrease acidity within your body. Even if it's drinking one more Nalgene, you know, one more whatever plastic cup you carry around, water bottle. One more of those to hydrate your cells. Anybody have any questions?
Hydro flask keeps your water colder.
There you go. Hydro flask it up. Perfect. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to be here tonight. And choose that one thing and share about the telomeres and long-term chiropractic. How cool is that? So cool. Telomeres. Telomeres. Thank you. You're welcome.